Hello,
Yes, I'm audible.
am I audible, sir?
Yes, audible. Yes, let me start. Briefly introduce yourself.
My name is Suprabh. I live in South China in West Bengal, and from where I completed my schooling, and I have done my mm, bachelor's in chemistry from Radha Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Centenary College at 2015, and I completed my master's from master from IIT Madras at 2017, and I have a research experience for 5 years, and submitted my thesis, and I also qualifying for NET exam for 2 times, 2016 and 2018. Thank you.
Yes, good. What's your hobby?
Hello.
Yes, what's your hobby? Your hobby is cooking.
Yes, sir. Cooking.
Yes, now how to prepare one new dish? Can you explain? New dish. Last time you discussed presently new.
Yes, sir.
Yes, explain.
Mm, this is the one type dish. New dish is the making the pulao rice, and for this making of the pulao rice, I firstly take the rice and firstly take a kadai and pour in oil and with some tejpata and different type of masala is used, spices used, and after that you use tumor and green chili and so that we added the rice in this is pan and add some capsicum and onion also, and after that um, to take for this few 30 minutes and 15 minutes, and after that you added the some water and take the few minutes, and mm, after that this rice is pulao rice is ready.
Yes, good. Yes, your PhD topic is synthesis in coordination polymer and
Some coordination and application in sensing and electrical conductivity.
yes, application and electrical condition. What is the disadvantage of these topic in our society in human life? And
For the
limitation.
synthesis of For the
Yes.
synthesis of this coordination polymer, we are mainly using the different and toxic chemical and different mm, different reagent and different type of solvent, which are the polluted the environment also, and this use pollution environment and water. This also much effect in water and soil pollution also, and from this heavy and in this process we also use the different type of heavy metal also, and this is also during in the effect of the heavy metal is the different type of disease, black hole disease, and different type of skin disease also is affected, and this is the disadvantage of this using this material. But I also we are also try to the disposal this is material treated this and this material and protects for different type of protection also use, and this is the that can reduce the pollution also.
Yes. Good. Yes, you have done PhD from, yes, West Bengal University. Yes. What is your
Yes,
opinion
sir.
about, yes, what's your opinion about research? Which new person is upcoming for interest in PhD? Yes, the PhD candidate is,
Mm,
is not secure, according to Indian government. So what's your opinion about upcoming new aspirant? What's your suggestion, opinion, advantage, disadvantage for upcoming new aspirant who will be joined in research? Explain.
and firstly, the for the PhD program, join the PhD program, the student can be appear in the NET or GATE exam also, and in the few few the another fellowship like in spare fellowship also, and institute fellowship also the to take the chance of for this PhD. And after that, for the PhD program, I mainly Mm, if if any person is the fully dedicated and oriented for this research program, only dedicated, and they can choose this PhD program. Otherwise, not. But in this situation, after the PhD and few, if he is oriented, he or she also oriented in the government job and then another other type of job, I can suggest the PhD is not um, is good for that that people also. And in few cases the for this job the experience also required, and this experience is also coming from the PhD program, and that could be help for these people for the getting the job. And overall I suggest the if you people is the fully dedicated, and they can took the nearly hard work also better, much better, and then they can choose the PhD program. Otherwise, not.
Okay, good. Yes, let's move on. Environment. What is environment?
Yes. Environment means the um, any system each combination any system is combination of different species and different organic different living being. The living being is different, and non-living being also species is um, orient is connected each other, and they can form on environment.
Yes. Presently is outside it so many state, north state is raining is heavy clouds. Yes, raining. Like to now
Yes, sir.
clouds are bursting in Himachal Pradesh. What is your opinion on this as a scientist? How to control of these type of burst?
And firstly the for to um, for this heavy rain and different type of flood also, um, and their effect this type of the heavy rain and their effect also the flood of this area. And for this firstly we the remove the all people and all the other people from this different safety place, and remove this in safety place also. And from this to prevent is the flood and the different type of mainly is located the water flowing system, and this is the important things. And if it the water flowing system and water connectivity with different area with the ocean or river is the good, it is the better for this the area. This is the one option to choose to prevent this of threat also.
Yes. NGT National Green Tribunal. Yes, Tribunal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's established by the Act of 2010. Yes. What is
Yes, sir.
tribunal? Is a
Yes.
term used tribunal. What is the meaning of tribunal?
Tribunal is the main is the one of the system of the judiciary system. Tribunal.
Yes. What the role of function of NGT in our society?
In function of the National Green Tribunal is the NGT is the mainly the effective and fast is the prevent prevent the environmental pollution, and it is the protect the forest. It is the conservation protect and conservation the forest area, and it is the compensate the different type different in this damaged people and in affected area also. They can relieve and compensate in this through NGT.
Yes. What is the aim and function of CPCB for our society and environment and human life? Explain briefly.
CPCB is the Central Pollution Control Board. It is mainly established in 1974 for the Water Act, and later is associated with this with the Air Act in 1981. And for this, the main function is the water pollution control and prevention the water pollution and air pollution also. And for this, they can prepare the different type of policy and different type of for this control the pollution, and they can and define type of experiment is conduct and monitoring the system and taking the action in this system, taking the action in and this is the mainly work in the water pollution and air pollution. And for this water pollution and control, they can for this cleanness of this water and cleanness of the oil and cleanness of the steam and oil, they can and monitoring the system. And to monitoring the system, they can surface area monitoring the surface area water is every quarterly year, and they can monitoring the groundwater system and every 6 months and every 6 months. And for this clean quality index of this air quality, if improve the air quality, they can choose the in the national wide program is national wide program is oriented, and this is the national wide program for monitoring program and NGP-MP, and this is the content. And from this is they can check the air quality, and mainly for kind of nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and respiratory suspend material and suspend material. They can check this quality of the air, and they can check the and prepare the data, and they can monitoring in this air quality. And for the they can also the air quality check without checking the different meteorological and meteorological analysis like wind air direction, wind quality also, and they can check the humidity and temperature also included. And for this the another type of the waste management. This waste management is the mainly controlled by the municipality, and this is municipality under the CPCB, and in municipality is the work in the mainly is the collecting the waste sample and segregation and storage, and before disposal they can treat this on and disposal this system. And this is the on time this is and they can pick for this urban area for the um, mm, and then for this noise pollution they can for this noise pollution, this is the one type of pollution they can, and this is control monitoring this noise pollution and for the in the different environmental. And while the CPCB work with this in the state pollution control board, and they can consulate the state SPCB and resolve their dispute problems also. And they have the power to um, prevent the license on different industry if the industry has the influence by emission of the different quantity is the major amount. And this is the main function and role of the CPCB.
What the government scheme to reduce pollution? Any new scheme?
Mm, in new scheme, I don't
Study,
know
yes.
now.
What is
Yeah,
clean and
it's
green India?
Green India.
Clean and green India.
Green India. Green India means it is mainly oriented with this the program of this planting of the different tree also. And cleanness is the mainly is related with the different type of wastage, and is the that is the this is the adverse effect in the living being and people also. This was clean this and clean the water system also, cleanness the water, the wells and stream also.
Yes. Yes. Let's move on chemistry.
Yes.
Yes, laboratory questions here, lab regarding to laboratory questions. Yes. What is the difference between qualitative analysis, quantitative analysis, volumetry analysis?
Qualitative and analysis is the mainly is the detection and identification is the any anion or any cation and any compound also. And this is the called qualitative analysis. And this is the one type of method is the mainly is the using the different precipitation method and different precipitation agent also used and this system and with the variation of this precipitation we can identify the different metal also metal ion also. And for this quantitative analysis is the mainly is the detect the element and their amount also in the mixture of this solution or mixture of the system. And this is the quantitative analysis we can um, estimated like example of this quantitative analysis is the iron estimation. Iron estimation using the potassium dichromate also. This is the one type of quantitative estimation. And another which type volumetric.
Yes. What is elemental analysis?
Elemental analysis is the analysis where the element also identified and which compound a compound is formed is the one example is the compound is from the carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen. We can detect the identify the in presence of the nitrogen, carbon, and this sulfur also in this compound. This is elemental analysis. One is the example of this elemental analysis, the Lassen test, and from through this Lassen test, we can detect the nitrogen and sulfur and chlorine also. This is the one type of elemental analysis.
What is functional group? Now, how to detect functional group?
For this detection of functional group, different type of reagent also I used, and from this we can detect the functional group. Like example of the for the detection of keto group, we are choosing the 2,4-DNP solvent and 2,4-DNP, and this is the and for this phenolic OH detection we using the Fe3 plus also, and this is the binding of this Fe3 plus, and this is the one type of the. And for this detection of unsaturation, we can added the bromine in CCl4. This is and for this method we can detect the functional group.
How to detect any elemental analysis, any element example?
Example of this element is the example of the Lassen test, and from this Lassen test we detect the nitrogen, we detect the sulfur, and detect the chlorine also. And for this sulfur detection we using the nitroprusside also solution.
Yes. How to detect functional group like carboxylic, aldehyde?
And from this detect the aldehyde with added the 2,4-DNP solution, and for this carboxylic acid we detect the added the sodium bicarbonate solution, and this ethane and carbon dioxide vapor is evaporate, and from this we can detect this carboxylic acid group.
Yes. Good. Last day we have discussed coordination. Yes. So coordination, I
Yes,
think theory is completed. Yes. No.
no, this is a square planus complex is started.
School has started. Yes, we have discussed valence bond theory, ligand field theory, MOT. Yes, all discussed.
Sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Last question is no side. I think is what is the difference between a tetrahedral, octahedral, and a square planar complex? Yes, no. This question, no?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes.
Yes. Next question, what is spectrochemical series? What is the use of spectrochemical series? What is the purpose of these one in coordination? Explain.
Spectrochemical series is one of type of series, and we are mainly oriented to the ligand system, and from the strong field ligand to weak field ligand, and from the strong field ligand to weak field ligand, and mainly first the strong field ligand is mainly the pi acceptor ligands, and after that is the sigma donor ligand, and next is the weak pi donor ligand, and is the strong pi donor ligand is the weak field ligand. And from the spectrochemical series, we can determine the configuration, electronic configuration of this metal, then the coordination compound, and from this we can into the it is the strong field ligand or weak field ligand, and from this we can also predict the it is the low spin or high spin complex, and from this also we can predict the spectra, and we can predict the color also, color spectra, and also magnetism also, and from this we can predict the from this spectrochemical series.
Yes, what is the difference between sigma donor, and pi acceptor ligands? What is the measurement?
Pi acceptor ligand is the mainly stable ligand, and it is mainly bonding with the low oxidation state or metal system, and from this is the firstly donated the electron, then sigma donated the electron, and and it is the accepted the ligand from this metal atom, and this called pi acceptor ligands. And for this sigma donor ligand, it is only donated the sigma orbital, and for this pi donor ligand, it is the mainly p orbital or pi orbital also conjugated, also taking the bonding, and in this situation, and the measurement of this sigma donor or pi donor and pi acceptor is the mainly one type is the measurement technique is the IR also, and from this IR technique we can also um, predict the IR frequency. From this IR frequency, it is the sigma donor or pi donor ligand, or the ligand strain also we can predict.
Yes, good. Yes, theory is completed. Next, move on. Color and electronic spectra in tungsten metal and lanthanide, actinide. What is the measurement? Explain.
Transition in for this transition metal is color is mainly dependent on the DD transition, and for this DD transition transition we can measure from this absorbance spectra from the UV spectra also, and from this UV spectra we can, and the peak also from for this DD transition, and for this transition metal element, and this color is the for this color of the spectra is so for this if it is the spin for this compound, it is the spin selection rule and Laporte selection rule is the validate, and for this it color intensity is more, and for the if the tetrahedral system, it is the color intensity is the higher from the than the octahedral complex, because is the here the um, inversion of center is the absent in this system, and for this system they can um, for this system they can Laporte allow also, and for this octahedral system it is the spin allowed, in few cases it's spin allowed, and magnet Mn2 plus system, D5 system or D10 system, and they can spin forbidden system, and their intensity is the very less, and or maybe colorless of this compound. But in the octahedral complex, another octahedral complex, the it is the valid for the spin selection rule also, and Laporte forbidden, and that's the intensity is the lower than the tetrahedral complex, and for this charge transfer complex, it is the one of the type of this is, and it is the mainly the higher oxidation state of this metal for the ligand to metal charge transfer, and ligand is the donating ligand, and it is the donated the metal electron, and from this ligand to charge transfer, we can predict, or metal to ligand transfer, here the metal atom is the staying, and their oxidation state is lower, and ligand is the mainly pi acceptor ligands also, and from this metal to ligand transfer also have, and their intensity is the higher from their octahedral or tetrahedral complex, and from the UV we can measure this color of this compound, and for the measure of this color of the lanthanide element and actinide element. Lanthanide element, these the in few cases is so the few FF transition or FT transition also, and few more of the cases the electrostatic bond is formed, and that's why it in charge transfer for ligand to metal charge transfer or metal to ligand charge transfer is the one of the region of this is color of this showing the lanthanide element.
Yes, good.
And UV.
Yes, good. What is the difference between Laporte and forbidden transition?
Laporte transition is the transition of the where the if the molecule or complex is the have inversion of chemistry, it is term is G, and Laporte selection rule is the when the transition is occur G to U, Z to ungated system or ungated to Z system is the Laporte allow. And for this octahedral in the octahedral system, it is the mainly G to G2 transition is happen, and that's why it is the Laporte forbidden. But in the due to the harmonic coupling and different type of coupling in harmonic coupling, the Laporte also allowed for this octahedral complex.
Yes, good. What is Hund's rule and what is the role of its rule in?
Hund's rule is the mainly is the where the transition is the occur in between the system, the where the spin multiplicity is the same in two state, and after that's mean the del S equal to 0 for this electronic transition. This is your Hund's rule.
Yes. What is spin coupling? Spin orbital coupling, locked-on spin angular momentum, orbital angular momentum. What is the difference?
Orbital and during spin angular momentum is the momentum for this is in the during the spin of this electron, or spin angular momentum is, and orbital also is the momentum is have, and for this orbital angular momentum we call orbital angular momentum. And in few cases for this transition element, the most of the elements and is the in free state, metal ion is free state, they have the orbital angular momentum and spin angular momentum also, but it is the from a complex the orbital angular momentum is a coinch, and during the for this interaction also with the ligand system of the metal to the metal, and orbital and few cases is the orbital angular momentum is the shown in if the T2G orbital is the unsymmetrically filled, and they can the orbital angular momentum, and they are coupling with the spin momentum, and they can total momentum is the sum of the spin and angular momentum also, and coupling with the spin with angular.
Yes. Good. What is microstates? What are the uses of microstates?
microstate is the, in few cases, if a molecule is the getting the most degeneracy is lost this system, and for this energetically stable of this molecule, they can and lost that degeneracy, and different type of state is formed. This called microstate, and from this microstate, the one of the example of this D2 system, and we using the formula 10C2 C2. From this formula we can predict the number of microstate, and for the system where the L value and S value is known, and from this formula 2L plus 1 and 2S plus 1, and from this, using this formula, we can calculate the number of microstate in this system.
Yes, good. What is selection rule in each one? What is
in the
selection?
complex selection rule is the mainly rule where the transition is the occur from the lower state to higher state, and it is the mainly defined of selection is the needed for this transition, and this is the one type of the selection rule, the spin selection rule, where the spin state is the same in the lower state and higher state, they can excited to the higher state. And for the laboratory selection rule, it is the mainly G to U transition or U to G transition is the allowed transition, and the G to G transition or U to U transition is the forbidden transition. Similar to the transition for this, the orbital del L value is the plus minus 1, and this is the selection rule.
Yes, good. What is orbital diagram? What is the uses of these one, and what is the purpose application of orbital diagram in coordination chemistry?
Orbital diagram is the diagram from this where we can calculate the different transition frequency, and from this frequency we can calculate the octahedral del octahedral value and or del tetrahedral value also, and we can calculate from this, and this is the mainly how many transition is the happen for this D1 D2 system, D2 D system is the from this orbital diagram. We also know the from this orbital diagram, and for this electronic transition, different type of electronic transition we can and transition, if there is the if in the visible region they can show the color also, and in the for this D2D system or from the all system, orbital diagram is the defined, and from this orbital diagram we can firstly calculate the spin multiplicity and L value, and from this we can calculate determine the how many of the electronic transition is happening. It is one of the example for the D1 system. It is the lower state is the T2G, and the higher state is the EG, and from this we can calculate the one transition is happen, and from this D2 system, it is the lower state is the T2G, T1G, and next stage is the T2G, and then A2G and T1G also, and from this